Welcome to Albion TV presents the AO Daily Show, your source of real news in an unreal world, keeping you up to date on the latest news, events, and the great community of Albion Online. Today is Wednesday, the 9th of March, 2022. I am your host, the Shozen One, and joining me today as my co-host is Bogle. But we have a very special show for you today, and you won't hear much from Bogle as we're going to be playing an interview that I did with the season 14 Crystal League Championship winners, Bengalis. Yes, I interviewed all 5 members of the team on Monday. Whew. Well, was that an interesting event?
There I am, not muted. 46 minutes of storytelling, I feel like. Did they tell you the whole story, how everything went down?
Pretty much, it feels like, Bogle. They told me quite a bit. They have quite an interesting story. I'll start it with their team didn't come together until Saturday, the week before the CLC, after the EU timers for the 5, 6, and 7 Crystal League matches. So they had one set of matches with their 5th before the CLC.
I mean, if you're that good right off the bat, I can see that success story going. And it was a very cool success story for sure there. I was playing a little bit of the Crystal League Championship coverage that we did here on Albion TV at the beginning of the show. If you want to watch it back, maybe in the background while you listen to this interview, that's a possibility. I might show some of that footage as well on screen. But it was a very interesting run through the whole Crystal League Championship for season 14. These guys went through the losers bracket and came out all the way on top, which is makes for a very good, very cool story. So I can't wait to hear what these guys have to tell.
Yeah, it's definitely a good interview. I suggest everybody sticks around and listens to it. We will be giving away gold during this interview, so don't forget to type !raffle in chat. But I think we probably should just get right into this interview because it is quite long. So why don't we thank the audience and start this up?
All right, here we go. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Albion TV interview series. I am the Shozen One, and today I am joined by the CLC winners, Bengalis. I have all 5 members of the team here. We have Imagini, Pele, Relic, Zero, and Elite right here in chat with me today. So we're going to let them introduce themselves, then we're going to talk a little bit about how they formed and how they were so successful in the tournament. So guys, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Yo, my name is Imagine. I play like 1 year of GVGs. I don't do another content, only GVGs, and that's it.
I'm Pele. I've been playing like for some time Albion. I think like 1 year or something. I did like a bunch of contents, but Crystal is like my favorite. That's why I kept playing it for most of my time.
Zero, I've been like on and off on Albion for like 3 years, but lately I've just been grinding it. I played a lot of Corrupted and 2v2s, but lately I've just been playing Crystals.
I'm Elite. I played this game for like 1 year and a half. I only did like Hellgates, 5v5 and Crystals, and I bench a lot of people in my Crystal career.
My name is Relica in gaming for sure, but I have been playing like for 2 years and a half, and I started my journey increase with 2v2 with some people like Vonezero and Forsake that stay playing like in those days.
How did you guys start playing together for this new tournament? Because I've been watching some of you guys for quite a while. Relic, I've been watching forever. Imagini, he has been playing as far back as I can remember Crystals. Elitin for the last few seasons has been real strong. How did you guys get together as a team? Because It feels like you guys haven't been a team for very long.
Yeah, basically we haven't. The way it works is, Imagini and Alita and Relic have been playing together for the longest time, but what happened was, like, just teammates that weren't working out in their team, so they kept benching people, and they kept benching people until me and Pele were in the team.
Like way back, we used to have Ruined, Nobobo, Tussle, me, and I think was Imagine playing. No, it was MVG. And then like after like the tournament, we had like it was horrible. We like I think we got like last place or something.
Oh, so you're talking about the last tournament, the Energy Surge season one before the season 14 one.
Before that.
No, he's talking about the season 13 tournament.
Oh, season 13. Yeah. So back far a long way ago.
Yeah. Like it was like pretty horrible, like how it was going, like in the matches, and I decided with the team that Relicer would play as Cursed. That was like Relicer introduction formatting with me, like way back there. He played on MVG place. I benched him, and we just played like the tournament. I think we got like last place. It was pretty bad. And then like we continued, and there was like some heated, like I don't know the word.
So you had some beef inside the team then, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You started to infight and fight amongst yourselves, and the team started to crumble. And this was after your first CLC showing during season 13.
Yeah. When we went to the Energy Surge, like really close to the tournament, we thought like, oh, we have to do like something that's like not going that well. And then Forsaken was not in a team and was like teasing me like, oh, like I'm free, like I can serve for you guys, you know. And then we swapped him for our healer, and we got like third place. But there was like another arguments and stuff like happening, because if you rewatch like the VODs, it was not that great what he did.
Yeah, so there were some mistakes made, and replacements needed to be made, and I hear you're the guy who kicks people out of your group.
Yeah, and like he didn't like actually see that it was his own mistakes and started like blaming everyone. And that's when Juliet just started playing with us.
It's very hard when you're trying to put together a team and you have to VOD review, and somebody is saying, hey, you need to improve this area. Here's where you're making the mistakes. If you can't see them yourself, you can feel like it's you're getting picked on and get defensive. So then you don't even see the obvious mistakes you're making because you're too busy being defensive. And when you're at the highest levels, you need to have people who can see their mistakes and be willing to improve on those. And healer is one of the hardest ones.
Yeah, definitely. But like the thing is, he didn't care like if it was his mistake or not. He didn't care to like, you know, like say, oh, that's my bad, like I trolled. He just like complained with us, like say like, oh, like look what they're doing, and then like we see and we're basically like doing the same thing, but the other one is not dying, you know? There's like something wrong.
Yeah.
And after that, he say like, oh, like I can't win alone, like you guys are really bad, and then like left.
So your old healer said you guys are really bad.
Yeah.
I'm leaving the team.
Yeah.
You then bring in who do you bring in? Juliet Sagas?
Yeah, Juliet. I've talked to him. He's like really close friend, and he is really good. But when he trolls, he actually like says, "Oh, my bad," you know. And that's like a really good way to like improve him.
Well, you need that with your teammates.
Yeah.
When somebody makes a mistake and you're VOD reviewing, you need somebody to say, hey, that's my bad. And then it can be over. That mistake can be over.
Yeah.
And it's done. Because then you can move on. You can go, how do we improve it? But if it's, I didn't make a mistake, then it's very hard to improve that mistake that was made. If somebody ends up blaming the other team or blaming their teammates for their own mistakes, it's very hard to make a fix on that. You need to be able to look at your mistakes, make corrections, and move on. who was on the team when Juliet joined? What was the 5-man team at that point? Because I understand you guys have really had quite a bit of movement inside this team. At this point, when you guys started, I guess this is the beginning of season 14, right?
Juliet was playing like with
Yeah.
Lazo, with Ice, and with me, and with Vonnie. Like that was our team, to be honest. And I quit with Vonnie because Juliet was trolling a lot. Like he never went to play ice cream because he was always making excuses like I need to help my mom, I can't play today, and this thing. So I was getting really mad with the shit. So I talked to Vonnie, so I said, I think with Laz or something like that, I can't remember right now, but I said that if he don't quit like Juliet, me and Vonnie gonna left the team. So me and Vonnie left the team, and we tried to make a real team. Like 1 week before the tournament, I invited like Harbit and Noob Slayer and Sabata like to try to join the tournament and go well, like because we didn't have the team and we didn't want to play like with Juliet. Ice didn't want to play like without Lazo, so we could like ask Ice and Lazo to play like together, and they didn't want to left Juliet also. So I tried to make a team with Harvard and Noob Slayer, like as I said, but they just get like in 2 or 3 days like of team because they said, "Oh shit, that season is not being too easy." Like I think Noob Slayer like didn't play like GVGs for one year or something like that. So
Yeah, so
I
you're talking
think
about
he
Noob
was
Slayer 79?
yeah, like
Yeah,
exactly.
he hasn't played in quite some time in the 5
Yeah. And I asked him and Harvard to play like for 1 week before the tournament, but he just left in 2 days because he was not used to play crystals anymore.
So you're saying like a week before the tournament, a week before this CLC.
No, not the one.
see.
Like the crystal third. How is it?
Oh, Energy Surge season. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is back in the Energy Surge season when you were trying to get Noob Slayer to join you guys. And that was when you had Juliet Saga the first time. So didn't Juliet play with you guys again in this most recent season?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he did play like the whole season.
let me explain the crystal one, the crystal surge
The Energy Surge?
wasn't.
I'm just talking about how I went to the Elitian thing.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like we had like some discussions. Like it was with Forsaken. Like his Forsaken was healing in that time, I remember, and we decided like before the tournament to kick or melee. That was in the time no Bobo, but like I was kind of forced, but it's okay. That's how like Radiker like got in the team we play. I mean, not saying like oh I was like forced, but like I had that in mind, but like the things that were happening wasn't really his fault in that period.
Okay. Well, oftentimes you just have to make a change from
Yeah.
one team member to another, and it's not necessarily that other team member is bad, as we've seen Nabobo, be successful a number of times. It's more about trying to find a group that can play at the same time, work together towards the common goal, and get through those mistakes that we've already discussed are going to happen, and you have to be able to do those reviews as a team.
Yeah. As I also like was searching for Brazilian players because I think it's really hard to like in like mid fight just translate to like English. Sometimes I stutter and it can like not be like a good thing in mid of fight.
Uh, uh, if I think about these things, like Licha is like an executioner. Like he doesn't feel sorry for benching people, and when someone new joins the team, like I think he benched like 5 or 6. I don't remember. Like I think he benched like 5 people since I joined the team. So when someone new joins the team, I start doing like jokes like, "Be aware, the Legion has a bad heart." But honest, I don't disagree like with this change, and I feel like it was necessary to the best of team in the end.
Like I always when I like move someone out, I feel like it might be the best decision if with the current people we're like playing. Like I don't just think, oh like I don't want to play with this guy and then just kick. I actually like talk with the other people and see like what they're thinking. Like I put in like weight, like oh like this guy's like not happy with this one. Like this guy been playing with me for like a long time, and you know like I put these things in weight as well.
Yeah, it's never easy to make the determination to replace somebody. I don't think you would just do it off the cuff. You probably have a good reason, but it seems like the team that you have built now for this last Crystal League Championship was very successful. And I understand that this team that you have didn't come together until very late in this most recent season. All of you guys had been playing for a while, except for Zero, right? I mean, Zero, I don't recognize you at all from the Crystal League ever until last Tuesday when we saw you with Tazik, the Tuesday before the Crystal League Championship.
Yeah,
I think Zero.
that
I
was
think
basically when I replaced who was playing in my spot. Not in my spot.
Alexander.
But like, yeah, Alexander was in the team, and then I played, and they decided I was like better to play in this spot.
I can talk about that. That was like our decision. Like he couldn't play like the 8 and the 9 if we win, but Zero was there. Like and we didn't know like he couldn't play it. It was like something of his family. I think a birthday, and like he wanted to play with us, but he didn't let us know like beforehand that he couldn't play the 8. So he left it to the last day. That was like not that good. Like I got like mad. I was like, oh okay.
It's like, okay, I can't play tomorrow to high levels. Good luck, guys. Find a sub.
So on the Saturday before the finals of the season, the second to last day of the season, you're told that you need to find a sub for tomorrow, and you have how many different opportunities to get a level 7 token for the 8 at that point? How late in the day did he tell you this? Did you have like 3 shots?
Yeah, no, they had only an A timer because
Yeah, I only had an A.
I think it was after the EU.
He told you after the EU timers?
Yeah.
And
damn.
we did got the token with him like in the Oceania timer, I think.
Yeah, we got to talk with him on Oceania, and after the EU, he said, "Oh, like I can't play tomorrow. You guys need to find a sub."
So you reach out to Zero. Zero, how long did you have to make the decision to play? Because it sounds like you were told like hours before that you would have to make at least a 2-day commitment and hopefully a 4-day commitment with the Crystal League Championship coming up the next weekend. How did that happen? How did you get on the team?
So basically, I was like, we just like a Discord, and I was like streaming Corrupted, and I was just like playing, watching, like just hearing them play. And then he said he couldn't play, and then, oh, Zero, you want to play? I was like, I mean, yeah, I'll play. I'm like kind of new to crystals, but I'll still try. And then we won the level 5, 6, and 7. And then Eliton like asked if I could play the level 8. I said I could. And then after we lost, he asked me to play the tournament. I was like, I mean, yeah, I'll play the tournament. And that was pretty much it.
Oh, like when we invite Zero, we don't expect it to play with him in the tournament. Like, but when we play the matches with him, it's like, oh my god, what the fuck? This guy never play Crystal, but he's really good. What the fuck?
So Zero had the mechanics down. He knew how to play, and it was an issue where you had to build the communication between you and he. Like the whole team had to learn how to work together as a team. And clearly it didn't happen right away because you lost that level 8. And did you practice that week leading up to the Crystal League Championship as a team? Did you know who that team was going to be when you went to the championship?
Yeah.
Like we just had to like teach Zero like and how to move himself and where to position himself and where to kite. Like he already knew like how to use his defensive properly, like how to blink it properly. Like he was like a monofrost, like, I think for a long time playing corrupt, so he knew like the basic stuff about frost like very well, like pretty well to be honest.
And with Frost, it's not the hardest one to learn how to play in a 5v5 sense. It's mostly about that positioning. So if you can teach that part of the 5v5 by watching VODs, showing some of the other good Frost players, illustrating some situations that you need to be aware of, you can really set yourself up for success there. And is that what you guys did? Lots of VOD reviews, lots of learning positioning and stuff over that week? A lot of scrims?
Yeah, when we were scrimming, what we would do is like I would start playing with the main team, like Relic Elite, like the whole main team. And then after like 2-3 scrims, I would go to like the enemy team, and then they would tell me what I was doing wrong, and I would try to improve on it.
That's interesting. Actually getting to play against the team that is helping you improve, like your teammates themselves, watching you from the enemy perspective to see where they can punish you as you play. That's a really interesting way to bring up a new player.
Yeah. It was kind of funny, like we never see him like doing fives or anything, and we're like, oh my god, like we need to find a Frost like ASAP. We look on Discord, we see like Zero. We heard from him that he plays like Corrupted Frost and also has like low ping, and he's Brazilian. I mean, he speaks Portuguese, and then we're like, okay, let's see how it will go. And then we're like, whoa, this guy is really good, and he has like 30 like crystal matches or something.
I don't even know why Elite invite him because he's a random before Elite find him. So it's kind of surprised when he come and play really well because no one know him.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's not the no disrespect to you, Zero, but it's not like somebody would at Elite's level would normally pick somebody who'd never played a crystal to bring in as the range DPS. So that's, I don't know if that's a testament to you being good and Elite knowing it, or you getting lucky and the whole team getting lucky in that the 5 of you meshed incredibly well and were able to establish a really good chemistry as a team. And it didn't happen right away because you guys had a very, very difficult first going in the Crystal League Championship. You guys got matched up against the #1 seed. You guys got matched up against Cargera, the multiple Crystal League Championship winner. The guy has so many Rexes, he doesn't know what to do. And you lost that one pretty handily.
Yeah. We were like, oh my god, we're gonna get like wiped first day.
Yeah, so like before the tournament, actually, like I was playing the scrims on the enemy team against them, and like 3 days before the tourney, Relicator and Elite start spamming like LOL, LOL, LOL. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then they say, yo, you're down to play? Julian just got fucked. We need a healer. And then like I hopped in, we started like doing more and more scrims against like players that wanted to practice to the tournament. And like what I found like really interesting about Zero when I played with him like the whole tournament and stuff and the scrims was that he trusted us. When we said something like, yo, you should be doing this, not this, and like this happened because of this, he didn't like doubt it or try like to argument that no, it happened because of this. Like he's okay, I'm gonna try different. And then he did different, it worked out, and we kept going like improving and improving. And I realized something that he knows Frost pretty much better than any player I've played it in Frost have, because he knows how much time he can survive and if he's surviving or not better than anyone I played with. He would know like if it's 2.5 bars or something against a full HP glaive that he can win that 1v1 if he does this and this. And then he would pull that off, like win the 1v1 and stuff. And when he knew he was dead, he was just trying to spam damage like before he died, and like it really surprised me for like a Frost that played for 1 week before the actually tournament.
And also a thing about the tournament was that, as the guy said, like we did a lot of screens against Graf and Dorenton, but it was only that. Like the other team, like Forsaken team, Karg's team, and Lazo's team, they was screaming against each other, and we didn't like scream against Karg, against Lazo, and against Forsaken because Imagine was studying. I think he said that, but
Yeah.
so I think that was one of the reasons why we got like 2-0 against Karg in the first match. So we had to learn how these three teams like was trying to do like in the whole season before the tournament, and try to put it in practice. You know, like Karg was doing like some few stuff that we was not doing yet. So we had to lose against Karg to know what these three teams was doing. So we basically had to learn how the top two teams was playing. Like we had to lose to know it.
Well, you did lose. You lost that very first one on the first day, and then you guys had some success. You won out the rest of the first day. You needed to get into the second day. But that second day started very much the same way as the first day, didn't it?
Yeah, but we like watched a lot of VODs and like review like really deep and like oh like this guy like like let's say like Karg like stunning melee like Graphies press melee, and then we look like a Forsaken team doing the same, and we're like okay we didn't do like this a single time. Let's try it like the same way they're doing in the same like situation, and let's see like how it's gonna work, and a lot of like other stuff they were doing.
So what you're saying is between the first day and the second day, on the first day you faced a Cargera team to start off, and then you faced off against, who was it? I want to say it was the 76819917111. Yeah, those guys. You know the really easy name. It's the Hoogaluga Booga team.
Yeah.
Those guys, and you guys took that one pretty handily. Ran up against Mitos, your good friends over there, who I've seen like you guys face off against so many times over the last season. I really thought that one was going to probably go the other way because I saw so many new faces on your team who hadn't been playing together for very long. And I was like, well, this other team, you know, they've got a solid team there. But you guys came out, played really well, and dominated that. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, when we're like playing, like after like the loss, we had like a really good like energy, like cause like everyone like calling everything, like talking their defensives, screaming like a lot of screaming. We took also like between the matches, we will just quick look at the other teams like on the streams, you know, watch the.
You'd watch back the match that just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's a good strategy there. Very impressive. Because it seemed to work for you guys. You lost that first one to Mitos, and you came back strong and then ended it even stronger. It was quite the comeback, and it really did set you up for that next day where you said you spent your time over the next day really watching what those top teams did, how they played the comp that you guys were playing differently in a more aggressive manner, and you took that to heart. How did the next day go for you? Because you knew what you were going to be facing the next day. You knew you were getting a rematch of day one. How did you prepare for that?
We woke up really early that day to play against, like, do some scrims against Lazo again, I think so, and Forsaken team, yeah. We played, like, some matches against Forsaken team, and we, like, VOD reviewed all of them before the match against Karg, like, to see what they were doing, because they had just won against Karg, like, from 2-0. So we were like, okay, they know something we don't that is working out.
Yeah, like, we both see, like, the topics, like, on the start of, like, the 4v4 mid. We both see, like, start of, like, 5v5 in open, what they did. I also see, like, oh, like, how did this guy die, like, etc. The topics to see, like, why did they win? Like, how?
Yeah, you have to do that. So you watched the Monkey team versus Next Rex Wen, which is the Zerfax, Bakix, Zayo, Forsaken, Onyanor AFK, and you saw how they were able to beat the Cargera team, and you tried to emulate that yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that me specifically, I was really confident about our team. Like we had 5 pieces that I knew that was good. You know, like we had like 5 really good players, so I was really confident about my skills as melee. I think Elite and as tank and people as well. But the only thing we had to know is like what they know that we don't. So that's what we did against losing to Karg. Like we had to think about what Karg was doing that we don't, and we basically that was basically the key. Like we found to win the tournament, I would say, because we had like 5 people that was doing very well in our micro, so we just had to know like what they're doing that we don't and improve our macro.
So I want to talk a little bit about the stress that had to be going on here, because your last 2 matches at this point, the one versus Mitos, the one versus Next Rex Wen, as you go into the match with Monkey Team, you've just had 2 best of 3s go the distance. You've just had 2 eliminator matches. Like you lose, you go home, like match and done, facing in front of you. Now you have to go against the Monkey Team here, that you guys studied in order to beat Cargera's team. What was that like going into that match? And because I feel like that must have been a hugely stressful moment.
Oh, well, I think when we play versus Monkey Team, we are on fire. Like we beat Cargera, the 5 times champion, so we are so hyped. Like we are so hyped to play. So Headache is like on fire this match, so we smash them. Why it is happening, I don't know, because they are a really good team, but we are so hyped.
And the energy was
Yeah,
really high.
I feel like what happened that like was really good to us is that when we played against Mitos, like the Lasagna Man team, and we won, we realized that like it was actually possible to win against the other teams, because Lazo had already won, so why we can't when we win against him? Then like we go against Karg on the match, like we played against Forsaken, we like did the screams, we were losing from just a little against the team that won against Karg. And like the last one we won, and we watched what we did to win against them. And we were really, really confident like throughout the match against Next X-Men and Monkey Team. I feel like that helped us a lot, like to be confident that we know what we're supposed to do and trust like our choices.
Yeah, I feel like that matchup could have been a situation where you have Monkey Team coming in cold. They had won their first match in the best of 3, lost their next 2, then came in against you, who had just beaten Cargera's team. You guys were on the highest of highs, and Monkey Team is in a low. So your emotional wave just kind of rolled them over, and you just took it with confidence.
Yeah. Because like after that we rewatched the match against Karg, like the moment we won, and we realized why we won, and we tried like to do it the same against Monkey Team. But that time we were confident that this stuff works. Like we know what we're supposed to do. Let's just do it. We trust like what we should do. We won against like them 2-0, and why we won like 2-1 against the others? Because we were feel like because of the confidence we had in our plays.
In the second day, I think I was really scared about the Kargi team the second day, because we did some good screens against Forsaken team in few hours before our match against Karg, and we did it kind of well. Like it was basically two. Como é que fala?
2-1. They won 2, we won 1.
Yeah, exactly. And I knew that if we beat Karg, it would be like all the hard to beat any other team. So I'm a friend of Forsaken. I was cheering for him to face him in the finals, but when he got kicked by Nobobo's team in the semifinals, I think, I knew that it was about to be easier, because their mental was really broken after losing to Double Glaive, I think.
Yeah,
it was probably, and I feel bad for that, but it was probably the most easier match in the second day, unfortunately. I was expected to face him in the finals.
Yeah.
And another thing about the tournament was that I was really thinking that the Double Glaive team was, I don't know, like I was expecting to be really easier than it was. Like it was really hard and annoying.
Yeah, well, you guys did. You took them the first match, right? The 2-0.
Yeah.
And then you got to the second one, and again, for the third time in the tournament, you guys were brought to a best of 3, into the third match in a best of 3 with, if you lose, it's over. And this was for the finals. You guys had really, I want to say almost like you really had control of that first 2 matches. It seemed like, what was it, no pain, no gain was a little cold. They weren't warmed up at that point, and you guys were still riding high on that wave of emotions. And it seemed like about halfway through that, I want to say the first match of the second best of 3, you could see like no pain, no gain starting to get back into the flow with their double glaive and their flicks, and things started to work for them. They're having some good isolation plays and making you guys make mistakes.
Yeah.
Then in that second match there, they actually took it and they won. Going into that third match there with everything on the line, what was it like for you guys? How were you feeling as a team?
Well, like, to be honest, we started like feeling a little bit scared that like we might lose, but then like we all started like hyping ourselves, like, no, we did it like 3 times, why can't we do it one more? And started like motivating each other, and we like watched why we lose like very quick, and we had like the confidence again, I guess, and we went to the last match like, okay, we won 3, we can win 1 more.
When we lost like one match to the double glaive, like Pele, I think Imagine and almost everyone was getting like a depressed face. Like, I could hear that in their voice, to be honest. So I tried to get the hype again. So I said, let's go, like one more. We're 1 win to the champion. So we just tried to do like the same thing we did in the first game, like that we win. Like our plan was like just try to win in the caps and the macro. Like we knew that we could not like win in the kills because I don't know their comp was just annoying like all the time. I don't know like if their comp is just better or something like that. I don't know, but I was not confident to win that in kills. So we had to red caps, we had to suicide for caps to win, and I feel great. It was a good job by our team.
What do you think was the biggest moment in this tournament for you guys throughout it? What was the biggest moment that made you guys realize you could win?
Against, yeah, I think it was Karg.
Definitely.
When we won against Karg, I knew that the champion like was a really good possibility.
When you won that first match or the best of 3? Was it just getting
The
that first
first.
victory?
The first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were so confident after the first win, and then we lost the second.
Well, I think that's your guys' style. You know, it's don't make this one easy for yourselves. You wanted to, get every match in that you could. You just like playing 5s.
Yeah.
True.
All right, so you guys won, and what are the plans for you guys going forward now that you have won the CLC as a team? Are you guys going to be sticking together as a 5-man team, or is Elite going to go and decide that one of you guys isn't quite up to this, and we might need to bring in somebody else?
No. We don't know yet. But
We know
Like,
the
yeah.
chances win again. This is the
Yeah,
plan.
we still playing like together, like the first 2 days of crystals they were, or 3 days, I don't know. And like at least from what I've seen, the plan is we sticking together for some time until like it's not worth anymore. But I don't think it's happening like right now.
yeah.
Right now, you
I
guys are
think-
having fun and making silver.
Yeah, and like everything went better. Like we started like trusting each other more after the tournament win. Like to be honest, I thought it would be hard to play like with them, like the 4 people here, because I thought like people would get like get a bigger ego and started like arguing with each other. But it was the opposite. We started like having more fun together, being able to like criticize each other more and improve more. Like there's an example for today. Like I was scared of talking about like something Zero could have done because I thought he would like get mad at me or something. But he literally said, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna try it next time. It might be better actually." So like, been going really well still.
That's great to hear.
I think we got some respect by each other. Like when someone says something, you hear that, and that's it. Because I think before the tournament, like when I tried to say something to Elite, like don't start around like the guy that we are not focused because we need to set kills and things like that, he just got super mad with me because I was telling him like what to do, and that something that he was doing before was not all that great. And now like he listened to me like what I'm saying without discussing all that much.
Yeah.
Well, that's very important, I think, for a team. You need to be able to do that and have that open communication with each other to push each other to improve. And like I said before, if people get defensive, it's hard to hear or to improve when you're being defensive. You can't really make adjustments when you're trying to justify your actions. So it's good to see that you guys are continuing on this season. How do you like the new map so far? I do know you guys have already given it a go.
Yeah, at the
find-
beginning. Okay, you can go, Lee. Sorry.
I find it like I like new things, like new maps, etc. But I feel like it's good, like giving a new map, like new stuff. But I feel like the main problem, like what I really don't like, is when you get like tree cap and you have to hold the tree cap. They just like fight in 10. You can't ever like push for a kill. Like there's matches that ended with like 2 kills, and that reminds me when we were like trying Shield Arcane and
Like the first matches we had, not the first, but like the matches we had, like in the new map, were like the new map is good. Like it does what it's supposed to do, to not make sure you can not get tree capped and like people's infinite interrupting you from getting one cap back and stuff like that. But the new problem we have is like tent is so close to where you're supposed to fight that yesterday we played against Graph's team. We were winning 150 to 20, and it was 0 to 0 kills. Because they will like start losing and kite to 10, start losing and kite to 10, and then that's I think like it's the biggest problem of the map right now.
I like the design. I like the way the map it is, but I feel like there can be like more changes to make it better.
Yeah, I agree. Like having a new map is really nice and really cool, but
Yeah.
I agree with my guys. Like I feel like it still needs some chance because it's really hard to capitalize on kills because of the tender and feels like that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe as the meta changes more, we'll see either an isolation play where you try to keep people away from tent and pull one away to get a kill and force the rest back so you can get the close cap, or we'll see people fighting stiffer at that center cap and being more willing to lose life. But it's all about what ends up becoming the meta flow of cap control and what the losing team needs to achieve in order to get back into play. Because I don't think that returning to cap or returning to tent is going to lead to a lot of success for these guys. I feel like that is a great way to not lose a lot of gear, but it's definitely not a way to win. And you're not going to have a lot of victories if you're too willing to retreat. And I think with it being open and easy now, people are more willing to do it because they haven't determined what they need to do to actually achieve victory. And sometimes winning that 4v5 or holding that 4v5 so you don't lose, cap control is more important than just getting back as a 5 team and losing those caps, because it sounds like right now the meta is to fall back and keep everybody alive rather than fighting for the caps. I haven't gotten to watch it yet. I'll get to finally see it tomorrow on Tuesday. This is being recorded on Monday, the first Monday of the season, and it will be aired on Wednesday, the day after the Tuesday Crystals. So by the time this airs, I'll have a better understanding of what's going on. Hopefully I'll get to see you guys tomorrow during the level 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
You're gonna
I hope so. Yeah.
All right. Before I let you go, are there any shout outs you guys would like to make to any other members of other teams, people who helped you guys progress, get better, taught you something, old members of the team who got benched but really still contributed?
I feel like everyone helped a little, to be honest. Like the community that played the tournament was like really friendly to each other. At least like our buddies from middles like Lazio, Waynes, Volney, Forsaken helped us too. There was like a bunch of people sharing knowledge that I didn't see this before like in the other tournaments. Because everyone wanted to improve because it was like we were not expected to win, but Forsaken team, Lazio team, and Karg's team were having like really hard fights against each other. So they were trying to figure out what's best to do together this time.
I want to shout out Fleason for giving me some sets. Lasagna Man, he gave me
And
like
give
4
it-
sets.
Oh,
And give
Magic
you a
Mark.
0 also.
Yeah, Fleason is the one that like he mentioned Alexander first and Zero. He mentioned the two guys for us. If it wasn't him, like we wouldn't have played with both of them anytime because we didn't know like them or that they played like cross.
Vamos falar dos Mitos Day?
Mitos Day?
Uh-huh. Yeah, and also a shout out to like the Meetups community, the Meetups Day stuff. It really like helped the flow to go in, the energies and stuff. Like when we got to the final matches and like after Forsaken, because the boys that are on Forsaken team are also like friends from the Meetups. So like when we were the only team representing the Discord, pretty much, like everyone logged in on the game on the Twitch stream, started like take my energy, go in, and like in the game too. Like it was like really nice to see this happening.
Yeah, it was really cool. I want to say like thank you to these guys and a lot of people from Mythos and some others outside like Harvard, I think Graf, Pedro, Forsaken. I don't know, like they had a lot of a bunch of names that was sharing for us. Like I don't know, like Nick. There is a lot like Nick, Yumi, let me see Maya, and some others names that I really feel like thankful for that. Like having people like sharing food, like it's really important.
Yeah.
And like something that they weren't only like cheering for us, they were actually trying to help as much as they could. Like we seen like when you guys the casters say that Elite had no 0.1 pots, Magic Mark came in, gave him res pods and stuff. Elite said, "Oh, I got no sets." Zayo gave him sets. Lazo gave him his
Zayo.
SOB set. I said to Sabota, "Yo, I only got 6 sets left. Can you give me a hand?" He grabbed me like 5 A3 excellent critic staff sets.
Magic
And-
Mark also gave me A3 masterpiece Grey Hammers.
That's
For the finals.
fantastic. That is absolutely awesome to hear that the community literally came together to provide you guys with gear to make sure that you could participate in the tournament. That's it's awesome to hear that everybody came together like that. You are, I guess, the people's champions, if you will, because everybody kind of came together to make sure that you guys could participate at the end. So congratulations, guys. You guys did great, Bengalis. It was awesome to see you guys come together at the end and have so much success. You guys made this tournament really fun. Thank you guys so much. I look forward to seeing you guys this season. Have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.